As a new grad nurse practitioner, I've had my ups and I've had my downs. And I wanted to explain to you my current situation. And in this video, I'm going to be going over my confessions as a new grad nurse practitioner. So stay tuned. Welcome back, Psych Dude family. It's good seeing each and every one of you guys today. And if you are new to this channel, let me formally introduce myself. I'm the Psych Dude. I'm a board certified psychiatric mental health nurse practitioner, and in this channel I go over several different topics to educate the public about mental health, ways to improve your lifestyle, and topics related to nurse practitioners, psychiatric nurse practitioners, and nursing. And if you want to know more about me and know more about myself, feel free to subscribe, like this video, and follow me on Instagram at THEPSYCHDUDE. I go over so much and I try to upload at least twice a week, and yeah, just going over different videos and different informations in terms of what I do and how much of an impact I can make throughout the society. So you probably clicked this video because you're wondering, what are your confessions as a new grad nurse practitioner? And let me tell you, but in this video I'm just going to be going over top 5 of the things that I wish that people should know when going into the role as a nurse practitioner, especially your first year. I've been a nurse practitioner for almost a year and a half, and I've loved my role, but at the same time there's things that I wish I would have just heard or experienced, or some words of encouragement, or some things that I wish I would have known while becoming a nurse practitioner, and knowing that it's going to be okay, especially at the end of it all. So stay tuned, and here are my 5 things that I want to share as my confession. And my first confession is, this job has an extremely steep learning curve. And let me tell you, it's something that you don't necessarily know how to prepare yourself. Especially when you're going through your residency or even going through your internship, you're taking a certain amount of patients. But sometimes those amount of patients aren't necessarily the same amount you're going to be seeing while you are a new grad nurse practitioner. And it's especially hard having to diagnose, having to prescribe, and having to know so much information that their patients are actually expecting, and being able to regurgitate that information. And it's hard because you don't necessarily have someone there behind you who's going to kind of guide you like your old preceptor will or would have done. And learning all of this information and seeing all these different types of patients, and honestly, even if you're in a state where you have a collaborative or a supervising or even an independent state, you might not have that person there to help you. And unfortunately, that's what we have to deal with. Especially if you're going into psych, you're not going to necessarily have all of that support because there's already a shortage of us. And if that company doesn't necessarily have you with a preceptor, it's pretty much you're on your own, and you technically have to see all of those patients and be able to give them all of the information that they want. And yeah, it's overwhelming at first, but as I said earlier, it's going to be okay. You are going to learn, yet you want to learn. You're probably going to learn a lot faster than you would expect, but calm down, slow your roll, take a deep breath. You are going to learn, and you're going to learn fast. So get used to it, buddy. And my second confession is, there is a lot of paperwork, and you're going to be doing a lot of charting. You're going to be charting so much. It's not going to be like those dinky nursing notes that you have, your soap notes. It's going to be extreme. It's going to be so much paperwork and so much charting, because at the end of the day, you have to cover your own, you know what. And if you don't cover your own, then you're setting yourself up for liability. And that's the reason why you have to document. And there are so many different things you have to document, especially within psychiatry, because, well, we're all dealing with lives, but within psychiatry specifically, you have to hit certain points and document certain things so you can get reimbursed. I'm not sure how it is for FNPs, acute care NPs, geriatric NPs, or any other NPs. I don't necessarily know what you have to chart, but there's a certain amount of charting and certain key words that you have to put within charting in order for you to get reimbursed a specific way or a specific amount, or just specifically how your employer wants you. And there is a ton of documentations. Even if there are new patients or follow-up, there are going to be a lot of things that you have to document, and it feels like you're constantly documenting. And they didn't necessarily tell us this in nurse practitioner school, and I wish they did, but they did not. And yeah, you're going to have to document a lot. And this is something I wish I would have heard specifically, because I felt like I was just documenting so much, and I felt like it was never going to go away, and it's still not going away, but you do get better, so hang in there. And the third confession is, you have to shift your mindset from being a nurse to a provider right away. And that role is going to be extremely tough, especially in the beginning, because all we did, especially you have experiences, you learned about nursing. You learned about nursing diagnoses. You learned about how to take care of a patient, how to communicate to a patient as a nurse. And when you're a provider or as a nurse practitioner, you have to learn how to switch to becoming a provider. You have to know the lingo. You have to know everything about being a provider. Maybe not right away, but you have to learn how to switch it pretty fast, because you're a provider and the patients are looking to you as them providing information or providing the necessary things for them to get better. And you have to learn that. And the fourth thing is, you have to fill out so much paperwork for patients, and they come in for so many things and requesting so many different types of paperwork filled out. So when you are a new grad nurse practitioner, you always have that mindset thinking, oh man, I'm going to save lives, I'm going to be doing this, I'm going to be doing that, I'm going to save everyone's lives, I'm going to make an impact. But you come down to a realization that a lot of the things you are doing is either charting, or you're filling out the paperwork for the patients that they need, either for SSI, either disability, for their other practitioners, their other specialists, things like that. And it gets overwhelming, but you have to always think positive. And yes, you're gonna have to do so much paperwork, and I wish people would have let me know of this, because I would have chosen a job that had given you enough time to fill out that paperwork, because a lot of the times they expect you to fill out the paperwork at that appointment at that specific time. And yeah, it gets horrible, because you're going to fill out so much paperwork. Maybe not for certain specialties such as acute care, but if you're FNP, you know that you have to fill out a lot of paperwork. And as a Psych NP, you have to do so much and filling out so many different types of paperwork. You're doing like in-house supportive services, you're doing disability, you're doing claims, you're doing prior authorizations, you're going to help pharmacists do TARs, you're going to have to do EDD, so many different things that clients want, or even other people want, in order for you to provide a service. And I wish I would have known, but it does get better because you get used to it. You start to learn different tips and tricks on how to write things so you can get things approved. And the fifth and my final confession is, the job's not easy at all. And I know sometimes I portray a certain thing like, oh yeah, I love my job, which I do. I truly love my job, but I kind of make it seem like my job is super easy, which it's not. And I wish that being a nurse practitioner is extremely easy, because if everyone thought or knew, or even knew that our job was easy, then everyone would be doing it. But there's still a shortage of us, and there's not that many people that want to do our role. They'd rather just stick to nursing and not be a provider. And being the provider is not easy at all, especially as a new grad and having learned so many different things that you didn't even learn in school. And I wish they would have told us, but they didn't. They didn't explain so many of these little things, nitpicky things that we have to learn in order for us to be a better provider. And I wish we would have known that. It would have made so much our lives so much easier. But yeah, they want to make it hard on us. I guess it's just that nursing thing of making it hard on new grads in order for them to thrive. But it is what it is. But our job isn't easy, and I want you to know that it does get easier when you learn these tips and tricks in order when you're on the job. But in the beginning, as a new grad, it's not easy. Well, everyone, I hope you guys truly enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed learning more about my life, my confessions as a new grad, NP, and yeah, it's one of those things where we pretty much have to just get through it. Especially, it's like similar how you're doing as a new grad RN. You just have to get through it. You're going to learn so much information. The learning curve is so steep, but you're going to get there. And probably if you already have so many different years of experience as a RN or as an NP, you know typically how it goes. Is you just have to go through it. There's no way of having someone hold your hand, go through the process. It's not like that. And it's a little bit harder, especially for NPs, because there are shortages of NPs out there, especially within mental health. There's so many jobs out there, and there's not that many people that actually want to teach, especially as psych, because there are not that many of us, and not everyone's going to be willing to take that pay cut to teach. And unfortunately, it's one of those things that we just have to get through it. We have to keep pushing along day by day. You're going to learn more and more as the amount of patients you start to see and the amount of things that you start to do. It's going to be more of a habit, and you're just going to continue to push along, and boom, you're going to be 10 years in, loving your job, loving everything you do, and living the lifestyle that you want to live. And hopefully people get to that point, but at the same time, you're just going to have to get through that first year, first 2 years, and by that third year, you're going to look back like, dang, I know so much, but damn, I did not know anything coming out of school. But yeah, I just wanted to give you my 5 confessions because people are interested in this, and I know I didn't really go into specific details on what to expect, but at the same time, I want to give you these 5 confessions of mine as a new grad NP because expect it. But I just want you to know that it does get better. It's going to get better. Your day is going to go by smoother, faster, and when you're going to see all of these patients with extremely hard cases, and you're going to be confident more and more every single day and love what you do. So hang in there, guys. If you're a new grad, hang in there. And if you are in NP school, hang in there and ask all the questions that you want to ask to your professors, because they've been all through it. So just ask. Well, guys, this is the end of the video. I hope you guys truly enjoyed it. Don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and follow me on Instagram at ThePsychDude. Have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.